Happy Wednesday. It's been a crazy 24 hours with the election drama and everything else that we have going on in the world. And so we are just happy to be here and happy to give you a distraction and a tutorial on how to use plums. So plum is one of the hottest shades of fall, and it is universally flattering. You can find a shade that you love. Everyone can find a shade that they love. So we're super excited about this one. You can really amp up your makeup routine this fall, even if you're just on Zoom or if you're going out to your local restaurant, whatever the case may be. It's always fun to get dressed up a little bit, especially this day and age when we just need something to distract us and something fun to do. I know when I get dressed up and actually wash my hair and put on lipstick, it makes me feel good. So Gertie's got a great tutorial lined up for us today. And with that, I'll turn it over to her.
Hi, we forgot to cheers.
Oh, and cheers. We did forget.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's beautiful and bubbly time, my favorite time of the week. So I am going to, like Ginger was saying, I'm going to teach y'all how to use plums. So I think she mentioned that it's really the hottest color for fall. It's really easy to wear. I'm going to be using some really beautiful, like rich, warm metallic shades. I'll show you the colors and you can kind of pick what you love best. So right now I'm starting with a clean face and I'm going to start, so hang with me. I'm going to do the full face for you today. So if you don't want to see full face, if you just want to see eyes, you can always skip forward, skip back. We'll post this on IGTV and YouTube, so you can always come back and watch. But I'm going to do the full face, so stay with me. So I'm going to start with our bombshell. So I'm going to do bombshell all over, which is going to even out my skin tone and give me a nice base. This is my favorite thing. I don't leave the house without it. It's got sunscreen. It's going to even you out. You'll notice a difference even when I put it on. It's basically our foundation, but it's lighter weight, and it just instantly gives your skin a boost. So I like to apply it with the Beauty Blender sponge. So we're gonna put it on the back of my hand. This is actually how I do it at home too. So I do about, just a little dollop on the back of my hand, and then I take the sponge and I'm gonna put this all over. And the cool thing about our beauty balm is that, even if you're making a grocery store run, or honestly, even if you're going on a walk, this just makes your skin look just a little more even, and it makes you look a little more alive, a little bit more awake, refreshed, with just one multi-use product. So I'm putting this all over, and I'm using the pointy end of my blender sponge. And yes, we have had people ask, these are Elevé, we have these on our site. And one other thing we've had a couple of people ask is how do you keep these clean? So what you do after each time you use them, you want to rinse them out with water and squeeze them out really well. So they squeeze out, they don't hold a lot of product in, so they don't waste a lot of your foundation, which I love. And then, after a couple months, you want to go ahead and throw this out and replace it. Because it eventually will while they're antibacterial, eventually it does get just a little bit kind of ready for a change. And they're not very expensive, so they're easy to trade out.
So we have a quick question for you, Gertie. Yeah. We have someone asking if it's also a primer. So can you talk a little about Elevé's primer?
So yes, you can use, so this actually does fill in fine lines and pores. It's lightweight, like I mentioned. But if you are like me, I like a little bit extra underneath. So I need extra moisture. I like to fill in those pores a little bit more. So you can do a primer too. I already applied this morning. I use this every morning. This is our essential. So I actually already had my face prepped with the essential. You could add this step in if you like an extra prime. So I would recommend doing the essential first, and then doing your bombshell, and then you're getting like totally double duty. Both of these have a little bit of sunscreen. You're getting sunscreen. Both of them have moisturizer, but you're just gonna get a little bit extra with the essential. So really good question. Thank you for that. And I'm gonna actually come back to the essential and use that to clean up, because you'll see I'm gonna do my eyes first. So now that we've got our base on, and you also just note you do put it everywhere. You want to put it on your eyelids. That's gonna prep our lids for what we are about to do next. Okay, so like I mentioned, face, now we're starting with eyes. I am going to be using some beautiful plum shades, which I'm super excited about. I love plums, I love fall. I love taking makeup up just a little bit darker and just kind of changing your neutrals out for fall. So this is a really fun time to play with your look. So I'm gonna be using 3 shades, eyeshadow shades here. This is cool because you could build your own palette on our website. So I'm using, this is Bride, Cabaret, and then this is Sangria. So I'm using these 3 shades. So these 2 have a little bit of texture to them. I don't like to call it shimmer because it's not gonna make you sparkle, but it does have a little bit of texture. And then this one's gonna be a little more matte. The texture's important to help the matte blend. So this is a really good combo here to use. So we're gonna start with our all over neutral and our shadow brush here. So we're starting with Bride, and I'm gonna put this all over my lid. And this is going to absorb any oil. It's gonna give us a nice, good, clean base. I love this shade Bride because it does what is neutral. It's brightening. It also has just a little bit of pink to it. So it actually complements the plums that we're about to apply after. It complements them very nicely. So we're gonna do that on both eyes. And with this, I call it scribbling. So if you watch my videos before, I'm like, this is the fun part. You get to scribble all over your eyelids. So scribble, there's no really method. You don't have to be an artist to do this. So we're gonna put it all over. It absorbs oil and it's gonna make everything blend better. So step 2, I'm taking our crease brush, which has a little bit more of a point to it. So it's kind of like a dome shape. And I'm gonna come in and add Cabaret, which is our middle shade here, which does have a little bit of that really pretty, it's just so beautiful. It's like, I'm trying to explain it in real life. I feel like it's even prettier than on video. It's a little plum, but what would you say? It's not shimmer, but it has just, like I always say texture because it does have that texture to it, but it's almost like so soft that it's not gonna be a hard matte on your eye. So yeah, I don't know. I'm probably explaining this terribly. just order it, you'll love it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the outside, and I'm gonna apply it in a triangle basically, like to the outer corners of my eye. And I like to keep this inner part really bright and open. And what this is gonna do is really lift and draw your eye out. And look how easy, I mean, it's so pretty, and our shadows are so easy to use. They're almost velvety. So you put them on, they're very easy for beginners. It's really hard to mess up because you just don't have to be perfect on this. I'm kind of slapping it on there. Yes, having the right tool helps, but the eyeshadows, them being so velvety, makes a huge difference. So now that I've applied that to the outer half, I'm gonna come and I'm taking my shadow brush again. So I'm using these 2 brushes. So we're going back to the shadow brush, and we're going back to Bride, which is our blending tone, this light neutral, and we're gonna come and blend. This is the same shadow that you scribbled all over. And again, you do not have to be a pro. We're just coming and blending, and check out how soft that is. There's no tricks to this camera. It is that soft to blend. So this makes it so easy for you. If you're new to eyeshadow or if you're new to these colors, you can really play around with it. And a lot of eyeshadows I find you put a little bit on and then they make a huge mess and it's hard to blend and they go everywhere. You're not gonna have that with these. It's really, they're just so easy to use. It's very simple. So already that, I'm feeling like I've got the kind of this plummy fall look going on. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. So taking the dome brush and our middle shade, Cabaret, and I'm gonna put this on, again, the outside edge and it's like a triangle shape. So just kind of put it on there. It's not perfect. I just put a little bit on there. And then I'm coming back to the shadow brush and Bride, our blending tone, and I'm gonna come and blend. And it looks like I spent a lot of time doing this, and I didn't, which is what my favorite thing about makeup is that however simple you can make it, the better. Because nobody wants to spend 30 minutes trying to make their eyeshadow look perfectly blended and smooth, you know, like you see on some of those videos. You want to be able to do it quick, and you want it to be real. You want to be able to do it at home. So now we're going to add a little bit of depth to our eye. So I'm going to take our darkest shade here, Sangria, and this one's matte. So it's very important that you have these two first, because this one is going to be easy to blend because we put these two shades on first. So I'm taking the dark one and the crease brush, the dome brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this. And same thing, I'm going to set this directly in the crease. And one of my tricks to doing this is keeping your eyes open while you apply it. So rather than closing your eye, then you open your eye and you don't know exactly where you've put it, we're going to keep our eye open and we're going to place it directly in the crease. Just like that. So see how that added just a little bit of depth? Now, back to the shadow brush. And we still have a little bit of shadow already on this. So you really don't need to add more because we just want to blend this a little bit. So take this brush and we're going to come and just give it a little bit of a blend. I'm using a pretty light hand. Again, because the eyeshadows are velvety, they're really, really easy to blend and make it just look super smooth with just a couple little light brushes there. Okay, same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna take our shadow brush, our dark shade, Sangria, and keep your eyes open. And you're gonna add, sorry, I've gotta look in my mirror here, but you're just gonna add a little bit to the crease right there. And come back, take your shadow brush and blend. And this is how easy it is to get a plum eye. So the beautiful thing about this eye is that you could keep going with this. So you can add a little bit more if you want it to be smokier. You could also soften it more with your Bride shadow here and make it a little more soft. So this is a great day to night eye. You could absolutely do these three shades day or night. You can add more depth, add more dimension by adding a little bit more in the crease and keep blending. Just do the process over and over until your heart is content. So beautiful, right? I love it. Truly, everyone is different. Some of us want, and every occasion is different. Sometimes you want more smoky, sometimes you want to just be a little more natural. So that's all there is to it. Now, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take that same dark shade and I'm gonna give a little bit of a smokiness underneath my lower lash line. So I'm taking our crease brush, our dark matte shade here on the end, Sangria, and I'm gonna go and just add a little bit right underneath the lash line. This brush is perfection for setting it right in your crease like I did earlier and adding it right underneath the lash line. It's just the perfect little dome and it fits so beautifully on your eye. So I can't tell you how much I love it. It makes it really easy to do. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side and just add a little bit underneath that lash line and it's perfectly blended. So my eyes look a little crazy right now. This is why I do my face at the end because a lot of darkness falls, the shadow tends to fall as you're applying it. So I'm gonna come and clean all of this up after I do my mascara because I'm probably gonna make a mess with that too. So that is another trick that's gonna save you some time. So next up, mascara. Oh, eyeliner, I forgot eyeliner. Eyeliner, then mascara. So I'm using a dark brown eyeliner. Honestly, you can totally rock this eye without eyeliner on top because it's already like kind of smoky, kind of pretty. So you could take or leave this step. I'm gonna go ahead and add it. I'm using dark brown. It's very, very easy to apply. I'm gonna do a quick swipe across the lash line, and then we're gonna go on to mascara. So just do a quick sweep. The nice thing about our eyeliner, I think that really sets it apart and makes it different, is again, it's that easy to apply. It's super creamy. And it just goes on really, really easily. So you can see the difference. So if you wanted a more natural eye, maybe stick without eyeliner. If you want to take it up a notch, add a little bit of brown. You could also even smudge your brown. So you've got lots of different options here. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Come and just sweep that directly across the lash line. If you don't draw a straight line, just smudge it. It's okay, nobody will ever know. So give it a little smudge. So now that we've got our dark, and again, I want to say too, I picked dark brown eyeliner for this look specifically because we're using plums. This is a little soft, so I think it goes beautifully with the plum, but you could absolutely do a black eyeliner here if you wanted to take it to more of a night look. So now we're gonna add mascara. Mascara is just mascara, right? Ours does stand out because it's clean. It is one of the best mascaras I've ever used, and believe me, I think I've tried just about every mascara under the sun. I'm really big on lashes. I like to have something that's easy to use, easy to apply, makes a big difference, but also easy to take off at night. So if that is your jam, then you're gonna love our mascara. So I'm popping one quick coat. It's gonna give you length. It's also gonna give your lashes a little bit of a curl. So you're getting both. Same thing to the other side. Does anybody look pretty applying mascara?
I know I do.
I was trying to look pretty, but this is, you know, usually you have your mouth open and you're like looking in the mirror and I don't know, making all kinds of weird faces.
Tongues out.
Right? So go ahead and pop one on. I usually do 2 coats of this. Another thing I want to say about the mascara is that you can keep adding coats. So with a lot of mascaras, once they dry, like you're done. If you add another coat, you're gonna get clump city. With this, you're not. So you can keep adding a second coat. You can add another coat on throughout the day. You can also like throw this in your purse and say if you're going, I don't know, to dinner or wherever you're going, you can add on another coat for night just to kind of freshen up, but it doesn't smudge throughout the day. So you're not gonna find it on your face, even if you get hot and sweaty or whatever it is, it's gonna stay put. So one coat, we're gonna call it good with one coat, and then I'm gonna add a little bit to my bottom lashes as well. This is a preference. So you can take or leave the mascara on the bottom lashes. Same thing to the other side. I am feeling so much more alive now. It's amazing how makeup can just kind of lift your spirits and just make you feel a little bit better instantly. All right, now it is time for, I'm gonna give us a cleanup and then we're gonna move on to brows. So going back to the blender sponge, and like I mentioned, we were gonna come back to the essential. This is our primer, our moisturizer. It also has sunscreen. It pretty much does it's just a great multitasking moisturizer primer. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and I like to apply it to the back of my hand. I think I got a new one. Yeah, there we go. So you just do one pump and I'm gonna use the pointy side of this. And this is the cool magic trick. So I'm gonna pretend like this is usually what I do every day is I make a big mess and I have, you know, mascara all over my face by the time I get done with 2 coats. So I like to take just take a little bit of moisturizer and say whatever this is, moisturizer, eyeshadow, and it just sweeps it right off your face without smearing it all over the place. That is one of my favorite tricks in the book. It works so wonderfully. And then we're gonna do the same to the other side. So whatever that is that you have that's fallen down, whether it's eyeliner, eyeshadow, mascara, it's gonna just sweep it up. It's also gonna just take and lift your eyes and be sure that you don't have any eyeshadow kind of coming down and drawing your eyes down. Woo, okay. Again, it's also giving us a little bit of extra moisture around our eye area, tongue twister, which is gonna help us prep for the concealer. Time for some brows, y'all. Brows are my thing. So I'm using this brow brush, which has an angled end and then a spoolie on this end. And I am using the Brow Boss and Brownie, which is a dark brown. So step one for brows, we're gonna give them a little bit of a lift. The beauty of this brush is that it has everything you need here. So it's got your actual lifter, your comb, and then it's got your angle here that's gonna help us apply it super easy and fast. So I like to take and get just a little bit on my brush, and then I use this, as you can tell, as a little dipping pot to make sure that I don't have too much product. So just kind of a blending pot, the lid. And then you can do your brows, everyone has a preference, but even a little bit with this goes a long way. But I'm just gonna kind of come in and fill and just basically give my eyes just a little bit of a frame. This is easy. You can look how I'm barely putting any product. A little bit's going a long way, but also it looks so natural. You can put more or less and just blend away. And I will show you the difference between my two brows, and this is like a 3-minute process that is worth every second of those 3 minutes. So you can see how that framed my face. Now, if you get too much, you can come and just blend and go ahead and blend and give it, you know, just a little bit more of a natural. So you can apply more or less. Technically, I could use Dirty Blonde too, but I like my brows to be just a little bit darker. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and blend, but check out the difference. It really frames your face. So I'm coming, same thing, just doing like little hair strokes. I so much prefer using a brush and our gel over any kind of brow pencil. For me, a brow pencil is a lot harder to have control of, and it's harder to keep it looking more natural. And that's just my personal preference, but you know, everyone has to find what works for them best. I also like the gel because you can see I have kind of thicker brow hairs. It holds them in place. So it gives them a little bit of a hold as well as giving them just that little bit of color. So I'm coming in and adding and just giving them a little bit of a lift here. All right, what do y'all think? I mean, that to me, now if I had to, I could just run out of the house. Just like this, I'm ready to go. But never fail, we've got concealer, we're gonna set it with powder, and we're gonna take our plums to our cheeks and our lips and finish this look up. So I'm gonna be using our Buff concealer. And I like to put it just a little bit lower. So we have, all of the time we have people asking us exactly where do you apply the concealer. So you want to do it like a half moon shape and keep it lower, just like I've done here. And we're gonna come in and again using this brush and sponge, and I'm blending with the blender sponge and keeping it low. Your dark circles if you look in the mirror and you tilt your head down, you can see right where that bone is. And that's where the darkness tends to be rather than way up here by your lash line. So keep the concealer just a little bit lower. And if you've never done this before, just give it a try. And I think you'll find that it's actually gonna brighten you and that you don't need it quite as high up. You don't need it way up there. And then you can go ahead and pop concealer on anywhere else that you have, say you have a blemish or if you have redness. if you have any sunspots, anywhere you want extra coverage, go ahead and add a little bit of concealer. Sometimes I have redness around my nose. You can kind of pop it, you know, around there. And then just give it a little bit of blend up here again. Okay, so gonna set the whole look with powder. I prefer just a little bit of a glow. Not an oily glow, but just a little bit of a glow, which makes, in my opinion, your skin look really healthy and youthful. If you don't like a glow, so I'm using faux filter. If you don't like a glow, you wanna go with our powder play, which is completely matte. That's okay too. Everyone has their preference on what finish they like. So I'm gonna be showing y'all faux filter and using the shade medium. So I'm gonna pop this on with our powder brush and just pop that all over. This is gonna give us a nice set. And it's also gonna give you a little bit more coverage. So great for holding everything in place. Great if you like more coverage. Great for pictures, if y'all are taking pictures, or even a night out. If you want a little bit more of a, just kind of a finished look. So we've got that all over. Be sure to put it on your neck and blend really well. Now that we've got powder, blush, yay! So this is one of my favorite plums that we have. This is called Rioja, and this is our cheek and lip rosé. It's very creamy, so it's going to give you a little bit of that dewy, youthful prettiness to your cheeks. Again, without looking oily. It's just good. And the other cool thing too is that it gives you a little bit of a tint. So rather than a powder blush, which absorbs into your skin throughout the day, so by 5 o'clock you don't have any left, this is gonna give you a tint to your skin. So it's actually gonna be on all day, which is amazing. You don't have to reapply it unless you want to. It'll be on from sun up to sundown. So I'm taking Rioja. It's just the perfect fall shade. I cannot tell you how much I'm loving it right now. And I'm gonna pop this on. The trick to blush, you know, the fish face. So if you kind of suck in your cheeks, you wanna apply it from where that dents in. So you just wanna apply it on the top part of your cheekbone. So from where that cheekbone is and above. And that's gonna give you an instant lift right there. So do the fish face. I can see all of you doing it behind the camera here. I wish. And then you're just gonna pop it right along that upper cheekbone, and you can smile and give it, yeah, of course you can bring it onto the apples and then just draw it all the way back. It's really pretty. By the way, I forgot to mention, it looks really dark, doesn't it? But it's actually this beautiful burgundy, perfect for fall shade. It's not as dark as it looks. It's a little more sheer. Now I'm applying it with this, with our blush brush, but you can also pop it on with your fingers, whatever your jam. Sometimes I do my whole makeup with my fingers if that's all I have time for. There's nothing wrong with that. And then same thing on the other side. The beautiful thing about the blush too is that you can build this color. So if you want a little bit more, you can add more. You can keep it a little more natural. You have a lot of options with this look. To go ahead and finish, I'm gonna pop this on my lips. This you can actually use this on your lips, on your eyes, on your cheeks. It's such a fun product to have. I love it. Sometimes I throw it in my purse and you can use it all over. And it looks different all over your face too. So I'm gonna pop this on my lips, and it is creamy. And again, it's gonna give you a little bit of a tint. And you can just kind of dab. I like that it gives it a little bit of a flushed, natural look. So that is a super easy, simple way to finish. If you have super chapped lips, or if you're kind of feeling already the winter, the wind, the heater dries me out really bad, I would recommend using our lip hip, which is our lip tint and treatment. So this is creamy on its own, but if you're wanting extra moisture and craving those extra vitamins on your lips, you can pop this on too. I'm just gonna add it on top. I'm using the Hamptons, which is gorgeous. It's perfect burgundy, still natural enough for every day, but great for fall. So I'm gonna pop this on, and that's gonna give you just a little bit more of a gloss. It's not sticky. I actually wear this all the time, and even under my mask, and it's not sticky. It doesn't make it feel weird or creepy or come off on your mask. So this is your plum. Welcome to the plum life.
I love it.
Now, again, so much flexibility with this look. You can add deeper shades, go a little bit lighter, do your thing. We would love to see your look. If you have questions about which shades I used, shoot us a message and we will help you out. I do want to show you too another option for a lip, which if you're feeling bold, this is what you're gonna love.
Ta-da!
This is called, this is our lip lick in the Nile. So if you want to take it up another notch, I love the Nile. It's beautiful.
And it looks good on so many different complexions.
It really does.
It really does. No, you know, it's dramatic. It's definitely bold, but it's fun.
It's really fun.
Super fun.
Yeah, so pick your poison. I mean, it's not Halloween anymore.
It's not Halloween. She's still stuck on the Halloween.
Pick your, what do I say? Pick your, I'm gonna have to come up with some new
Pick your
things, guys.
fresh fall shade and
There you go.
liven it up for
Right.
Thanksgiving's in, I don't know, like 3 weeks. So
Yeah. And then one final step that I'm gonna do to complete the look is I'm gonna set everything with the Jet Setter setting spray. So going back, if you like the matte look, you can set this as a matte setting spray. So this is gonna give you a matte finish, and it's also just gonna keep this look that you did in place all day. It's gonna give it, it's like hairspray for your face. So it's just gonna give it a nice set and a nice all over matte finish. So, and I love the way it smells too. 1, 2, 3.
And it says it was soy protein, so
exactly.
it's actually really good for you.
I call it my Zen spray. So it's like I breathe in when I do it. I'm like, okay, today's gonna be a good day. So a great way to finish your look with some positive energy and, you know, little hairspray for your face.
Oh, pick your plums.
Pick your plums. Thank you.
Smart.
That's what I need.
Somebody's brain is firing a
Thank
little
you.
quicker than ours.
Pick your plums. Yeah, a little slow today, but this was a fun look. I really hope that y'all learned something with this. I hope you kind of step out of your comfort zone, can try out some different plums. And the fun thing too about the website is if you want to, you get to build your own palette. So if you're feeling something, you want something darker, you want something lighter, hop on there, check out all the eyeshadow colors that we have.
Yeah.
And I bet you can find something you love.
Cheers,
All right,
guys.
Cheers.
And as a final note, 20% off all foundations and powders this week. So if you loved the bombshell or you think you want to check out the powder play for a matte finish, hop on. Now's the time.
Yay. Okay, y'all have a beautiful week.
Bye.
It was good hanging out with y'all. Mwah. Cheers.